Hi everyone, my name is Moni.
And I'm Naveen from Before You Play.
And today we're going to be continuing our Uwe Rosenberg series with a playthrough of Nusfjord.
Yes, this game, of course, designed by Uwe Rosenberg and published by Lookout Games back in 2017. This is the next big box game that came out after A Feast for Odin, which is the last one that we covered on the channel. If you are not familiar with what we're talking about, the Uwe Rosenberg series, Monique and I have been chronicling all the different games that we can get our hands on, going in chronological order, and now we're in 2017 with Nusfjord. If you are interested in checking out any of the other games, there's going to be a playlist up here, which you can check out at your leisure. In this game, we are running fishing companies, or owners of fishing companies in Nusfjord. And so we are basically going to be competing over resources, building buildings, and essentially trying to score the most amount of points.
And so even though this game came about a year after A Feast for Odin, which is a big, heavy game, this is on the lighter side, right? More of like a medium light, kind of on the weight of Glass Road.
I'd say so, yeah.
And it's also perfect timing because I believe this year they're going to be coming out with a big box version of Nusfjord that comes with probably a lot of buildings and maybe some of the expansions. We're not too sure.
I think there's other decks that are going to be included in it, the ones that came out previously. So now you can find them all in one place, hopefully.
And so today, as per usual, we are going to start with the teach of the game and then go straight into a two-player playthrough and end with a review. So if you'd like to jump around, we'll include timestamps in the description below.
Now, if you do want to follow along with the rest of the Uwe Rosenberg series, or if you like anything that you see here, please consider subscribing.
And otherwise, we are ready to begin. So if you please direct your attention to the center of the table, we're all set up here for our two-player game of Nusfjord. Welcome to Nusfjord, which is on the Lofoten archipelago, I believe.
That's it.
And so if you've been following along on our Uwe Rosenberg series, you'll notice that this game looks a little bit different. We're not farming.
No.
We're fishing. But we are still building buildings, which is pretty much a classic mainstay of a lot of his games.
Sure.
In addition to that, we're also going to be interacting with elders, we're going to be feeding our fish to the banquet, and we're going to be going fishing, because fish is one of the primary resources in the game. And so Nusfjord is played over the course of 7 rounds, and each round follows the same 3 phases. The rule structure is fairly simple. This is a worker placement game where each player has 3 workers each, and each round we're going to be placing our workers out onto the action board and just taking actions. And at the end of 7 rounds, all of our points are going to be basically from the buildings that we build onto our player boards. We're going to gain points from the ships that we build, as well as any shares that we have in our supply, because we are technically companies. And then we're going to lose points for any spaces that we did not fill on our player board, as well as any unissued shares that we still have. And that's pretty much all of our points.
Plus, you do get a point for each gold left over at the end of the game.
Yes, that's right. Gold. Very important. Each round starts in the fishing phase, and this is where we gain a majority of our fish because, like we were mentioning, that is a primary resource that you're going to need in order to construct buildings and take actions using your elders. This phase is done simultaneously, and so each player at the same time is going to first look at the bottom of their board to determine their haul size, and that's going to tell you how many fish that you get during this phase. At the start of the game, we only have 1 boat, and it's this pre-printed catfish boat. Over the course of the game, we'll be able to build more of these, which will increase our hull size because the size is going to be the smallest number showing. So right now, if it looked like this, I would get 6 fish, but because I have not built anything yet at the start of the game, it's going to be 3. So we each take those fish from the supply. And then we're going to distribute our fish because just as any kind fisher person does, you share your fish that you catch, right?
You have some liabilities.
Oh, I was thinking more of a generous leading here.
You have liabilities.
And who you distribute your fish to follows a specific order, and it's all detailed up here. So the first place that you send your fish out to are any elders. If you have any elders in your elder board here, then they each will get a fish. At the start of the game, neither of us have that, so we skip that part. The next step is your shares that are in foreign possession. So like I was mentioning earlier, we are both companies, and so we have 5 of our own shares at our disposal, 2 of which actually belong to us. The other 3 are going to be unissued shares. And so over the course of the game, you'll have the opportunity to issue your shares either to the main board or maybe even some of your opponents might be in possession of your own shares.
That's nice.
So the second step requires you to distribute your shares kind of like a dividend. A fish dividend.
That's it.
To any of your shares that are in foreign possession. Again, at the start of the game, we're going to skip that part because we don't have any. After that, Then you actually gain some fish yourself because you distribute the fish to shares that are in your personal supply. So again, we start with 2 of them. So we're going to get 1 fish on top of each. At the end of this phase, all of the fish that are on your own shares will go into your actual personal supply for you to use.
Right.
And finally, the rest of the fish will go into your reserve. Now, just as a note, your reserve can only hold maximum 8 fish. And so any excess fish that you still have in your hand after fulfilling that will go back into the supply. Also, fish in your reserve are not actually yours to use yet. You actually have to take an action that's on the action board to transfer everything in your reserve to your personal supply.
It's a little bit of a bottleneck.
Yes, so just keep that in mind. That's like the bank,
Yeah.
right? And so in the first round, at the end of that first fishing phase, it's going to look exactly like this. You'll have 1 fish in your reserve and 2 on your shares, which you will now move into your personal supply. And any fish that are on issued shares on the action board get put back into the general supply. That'll make sense when we play the playthrough. Once all of the fish distribution is done, then we move on to the next phase, which is where we just take all of our actions. And so starting with the first player, we're basically going to be going back and forth, taking 1 action each until all 3 of our workers have been placed. Now up here, we have the action board that details all the different actions that we are basically going to be taking during the game. The number at the top left-hand corner of each action spot tells you how many workers can be placed there. So in a 2-player game, each action spot can only hold 1 worker.
Right.
But in higher player counts, some of the spots can hold multiple people.
Yeah, this board is double-sided, so it depends on the player count. So we are playing on the 1 and 2 player side.
Right. So let's just go ahead and briefly go over these. Starting at the top left-hand corner, this spot just gets you 1 gold.
Simple.
It's real simple, real easy. Gold, if not used at the end of the game, is going to earn you 1 point per gold.
Yep.
But there are also lots of different buildings and ships that will require you to spend gold in order to construct them. The next spot down here is transferring your reserve. So we discussed the reserve a little bit, which is primarily going to be housing fish, but some buildings will allow you to put other things in there, such as wood. And so going to this action spot lets you transfer everything that's in your reserve to your personal supply. Now, the only limitation in your personal supply is wood. You can only hold maximum 12 wood, so you would have to discard down to 12 if you exceed that.
Yep.
But taking that action requires you to transfer all of it. It's all or nothing, basically. The next action spot here allows you to serve fish to the banquet. So that is the nice little table that we have in the middle here. Now, the first plate is already pre-filled with 1 fish, but taking this action allows you to serve any number of these plates as long as you can spend that much fish from your personal supply. So there's a number on each plate, and you have to go from increasing order. So for example, if I wanted to fill these 3 plates, I would have to spend 2 plus 3 plus 3 fish, which is 8 fish. Now, of those 8 fish, only 1 of them is going to be placed onto the actual plates, and the rest of them will get discarded to the general supply. And for each plate that you were able to fill, you get 1 gold from the supply. So I would get 2 gold for that. Now, the banquet table is significant because, as you'll see later, we'll have the opportunity to hire or, I guess, welcome some of these elders to our player board. And in order to take their actions, you will need to take fish from the banquet hall. So this is an important area.
Yeah. And again, you're not allowed to spend any fish that are in your reserve,
Right.
only from the personal supply.
Exactly. Now, the next 2 actions allow you to build a building. They're very straightforward. The buildings have costs on the left-hand side, and it's going to be a certain combination of wood, fish, and gold. Now, just as a note, the game that we have, the base game, comes with 3 different decks of these cards, and they're labeled A, B, and C.
Yep.
The A cards are going to be these ones, and they are primarily useful earlier in the game. They kind of give you like ongoing benefits typically, or like an immediate benefit that's pretty powerful, but they don't give you that many points because the points are at the top right-hand corner. The B buildings give you slightly more points, but are also useful. And then the C buildings will come out later on in the round. Sorry, in the game.
In the game, yeah.
Yes.
In
And
the
so
4th round, they'll come out.
yeah, we are playing with the deck that has 2 fish. For your first game, they recommend the 1 fish deck, I think.
Yep.
When you build a building, they get placed onto your player board, covering up one of these spaces, and that's essentially a point, because these spaces are going to lose you a point if they're not covered by the end of the game.
Right, yeah. We start the game with -5 points right
Yes, that's right. And we'll talk about these buildings more as we play the playthrough. The next spot here allows you to issue one of your unissued shares. So you have 3 of them, and in order to do that, you just flip it over and you place it on this spot. And it's going to gain you 2 gold immediately.
Yeah, you sold it.
You sold it, yeah. It's a nice way to gain fast cash. But just as a note, every issued share that you have on the board is going to strip you of a fish during the fishing phase until that's been taken either by you or by an opponent, which it will still actually continue to strip you of fish.
Yeah, it would.
The next spot allows you to buy all of the shares that are there, including your own. As a note, though, it's all or nothing. So if Naveen had also issued a share here, so now there are 2 shares there, you have to pay 1 gold per share. So if I go to that spot, I can pay 2 gold to the supply and take both. So now I have one of mine and I have one of Naveen's that he's going to have to pay me a fish dividend to each round.
Don't want to do that.
Yes, and so that is how the shares work. They're going to score you a point for each share that you have at the end of the game.
There are some discounts that come later in the game, which we'll talk about at those times.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. In rounds 4 or 5, it's a 1 gold overall discount. And then in round 6 and 7, it's a 2 gold overall discount. But you cannot ever go below 3.
0,
Yeah. The next 3 spots are forest spots, and they detail your forests, which are these chunky green bits. The first spot allows you to deforest, which is just removing 1 and gaining 5 wood from the supply. Just as a note, at the start of the game, we have 1 stack of 2 that's at the top, and the other 2 are singles. So taking that spot allows you to just take any one of the forests.
Deforest.
Yeah, deforest. This one here allows you to thin out your forest. So you're not removing any forest from your board. You're just taking wood for them. And it's going to be 1 wood per forest. And that includes the stacks. So this stack would be 2 forests. I would have a total of 4 wood for taking that action. And the third spot allows you to reforest. So if I remove too many forests from my board, I can take that spot to place a stack of 2 on an empty horizontal double space.
Yeah, meaning you cannot put it here, right? Because there's not 2 spaces, but this is legal or this is legal.
Yeah, you cannot put it vertically either. The next spot here allows you to build a ship. So we have 3 sizes of ships. And again, these ships are going to go into the bottom fishing area here to increase your hull size. And they will also earn you points. So the sloop gets you 1 point, and the costs are on the left-hand side. The cutter is basically double that size, and it's 2 points. And then the schooner is either resources or you can pay 4 gold to get it. The number of ships that we have here is dependent on player count, and so we are limited to our supply.
Right.
The last action over here allows you to take an elder. I'd like to say make friends with an elder.
Utilize their knowledge.
Sure. Going there will let you take one of these cards and actually place it onto your elder board. So these are unique. You can, once you take it, nobody else can take it. And basically, these elders give you an additional action spot just for you. So on my turn, instead of placing a worker on the action board, I can place my worker on one of my elders and take their action. But in order to take their action, I need to take a fish from the banquet table and place it on their card. When taking this action, by the way, that allows me to take an elder, I can immediately use their action if I can take a fish from the banquet table. So anytime you utilize their action, you must take a fish from the banquet. Now, each elder has a maximum size of 3 fish. So as soon as the 3rd fish gets placed there, you actually get to take one of those fish into your personal supply. And then the other 2 get discarded into the general supply. So that's just how the elders work. In higher player counts, these will be stacked. And so in a 2-player game, only this spot here is stacked, but we only have access to the top card. So once that top card gets taken, the bottom card will be revealed.
Yeah, so 7 total elders are possible for us.
Yes, and we will discuss those as we play the game as well. And that's about it. Those are all of the action spaces. Again, the variability is going to be dependent on which buildings are out, which ones we take, because even in the deck that we chose, there are more A and B buildings than this. We only choose 9 basically of the A buildings and then 6 of the B buildings. Now, once we are both done taking our actions, and by the way, on your turn, if you don't want to take an action or if you can't, you can pass. And if I say I pass my 2nd action, I can still come back in for my 3rd. But you only have 3 possible actions during the round. And once we've both taken all of our actions, then we basically just end the round by bringing our workers back and then moving the boat along to the next round. So we'll be doing this during the playthrough. Just as a note, during the 4th round, that is when the C buildings are going to come out. We're actually going to be able to draw 4 of these into our hands so that we don't know the 4 buildings that our opponent has.
It's a private building that you can potentially build.
Yes, when taking either of these actions. And then in the 6th round, the rest of the C buildings that did not go into our hands will get put out into the display. And after the 7th round ends, then we go into final scoring. And again, our scores are going to be all of the points that we have on our buildings, plus the shares that are in our possession, any of our boats that we've built, any of the gold that we have, and then minus any points that we didn't cover, as well as any shares that we did not issue. And at that point, whoever has the most points wins. And actually, I misspoke. So not all of the sea buildings will come out. In the 6th round, all of the remaining sea buildings that are in our hand get placed out into the display.
That's right.
So we're not going to see all of these, which is a shame because the sea buildings are quite strong. So that's about it. We're just going to go ahead and get cleaned up, and we'll get started with our playthrough.
Okay, we are ready to go. We just need to figure out who is going to be going first. What do you want to do?
Odds and evens.
All right, go ahead. You choose.
Odds.
1, 2, 3. Odds. Monique.
I've been winning the odds and evens lately.
Okay, so we have 2 of these little things.
Yep.
So I'm going to be taking this one. So
And
it's going to be, I'm going to be first player in rounds 2, 4, and 6.
Yep. And I'll be 1, 3, 5, 6. This is odd.
It is odd, but I can
guess it
see
works.
it this way, yeah.
All right, so let's put the boat there. I guess that's how that works. And we are ready to begin. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, we don't actually start with anything.
Nothing.
Because we are going to start by fishing. Round 1. Ready?
Yes.
We have 3.
3 each.
3 each. So you have your own fish and yours is
I
lying
do,
out.
yeah. 3 each. We have no elders, so we
Yes.
can just skip the elders part right now.
Yeah, so we're basically going to go fishing in the first round, and we're going to place 2 fish on our personal shares and 1 in our reserve. That'll change a little bit as we get later and later into the game. So that's it.
Yep.
Now we go straight into actions. So starting with me.
So don't forget, these shares now instantly go right into
Oh,
here.
yes.
Yeah.
I always forget
It's
that.
very easy, especially in the very first couple rounds.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, I'm going to start by building a building. Let's just do this now.
Interesting.
I'm going to build the laborer square. So for all these buildings, we're just going to go over them, as we play the game.
Okay.
The laborer square does not give me any points. It costs me 1 fish. So there's a fish. And so it says, after you issue a share, I can turn 1 gold into 3 wood and 4 fish. So it's a quick buck, basically.
Buccarino, huh?
Yeah. All right. To you.
Well, the fact that 2 of these buildings don't require anything,
Yeah.
it's kind of making me a little nervous because there's only one other spot to go. So I think you're forcing me to do this.
You're going to go there?
Yeah, I'm going to have to build a building. I didn't want to do this to start, but I will. And so I'm going to take the Loggers Pond. This costs absolutely nothing. It doesn't come with any points. But essentially, after each turn in which you remove 1 or 2 forests, so deforestation, you gain 2 fish.
Nice.
So I'll take it. So I'm going to go ahead and place
you.
that right there.
Okay. All right, back to me. I'm going to issue a share. I think I have to now that I took that building, right? So I'm going to issue this share. It's now issued. It's going to start stripping me of my fish. And now I get 2 gold for that. But because I have the laborer square, I'm going to take 1 gold, and the other one is going to be for 3 wood and 4 fish.
Gotcha.
So 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3.
Very good.
4. All right. Back to you.
Well, seeing as I have the Loggers Pond and it behooves me to deforest, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. We're going to go and deforest. So I'm going to remove 1 of these off the top.
Okay.
That gets me 5 wood, but I also get 2 fish for removing 1 of my forests. So,
Nice.
so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 fish. And now I got some stuff.
It's like we're utilizing our buildings or something.
We got some stuff.
Nice.
All right, there we go. Perfect.
All right, last action. This is the thing. 3 actions is right. 3 actions puts the stress on.
It does, yeah.
Right? And it's interesting because in a 2-player game, you're always going to go last and then first.
Yeah, so I'm going to go twice in a row, basically.
Naveen has the upper hand right now.
A
Okay.
little bit.
Okay, well, since I am going to lose a fish to my issued share over there, my foreign, my share in foreign possession,
Okay.
I'm going to make friends with an elder.
Elder.
So I think I'm going to go with the constructor. That seems like they are going to be a useful friend over time.
Yep.
And because I'm taking an elder now, I can immediately use their action,
Yes.
but I have to take a fish from the table. So I'm just going to place it on top of the card. There's no space really up here.
Okay.
And this will allow me to build a ship or build a building. Oh, wait. Hold on. I'm going to go with a boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, a ship.
Ship.
So I'm going to build the sloop. The sloop costs me 2 fish and 2 wood. It's going to score me a point at the end of the game. But more importantly, it's going to increase my hull size. So now I have a size 5.
Do.
All right. That's me. That's my first round. Back to you.
Oh boy. So this share is just kind of hanging out here. The only way to get access to it is by having gold. I have no gold, but I see this spot here gets me a gold.
And then you can
And then
steal
I'll be
my
first
share.
on the next round.
I have to pay
and just get a drip from you.
fish every time.
Since you have this hole, why not? Let's do it.
Ugh.
I'm gonna go there. So just +1 gold for me, please.
All right. Well, here you go. Don't
thank
spend
you.
it all in one place, even though
I
you
think I will be spending it in one place. All right.
Well, that is it.
That's it, yep.
That's the end of the action phase. We're just going to go ahead and bring back our workers. So real simple, real easy there.
Yep.
And then we're going to move the boat. So
Yep.
it goes to number 2, round 2.
A little hard.
That's it. We begin again in the
Easy.
fishing phase.
Yep.
So how many fish do you get?
I get 3.
Okay. And I get 5. So I think you have your supply.
I do. I'm just
You asked for your own supply.
admiring the way you grab your 5 fish. That's all.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's distribute. So elders first. I have an elder now.
You do?
So there's
I don't.
the second fish. Shares in foreign possession. So that's going to be me wasting that fish.
Shares in personal supply.
Shares in your personal supply. And then into your reserve.
Right. All right. So reserve is going to be that 1.
And then go ahead and take the ones that are on your shares. And this goes into the general
Away.
supply.
Yep.
All right, Naveen, starting with you this time. Your grand plan.
Grand plan. Well, I think I want to buy that share.
I
think I will.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there. It's gonna cost me 1 gold, but now I have a foreign share
Nice.
of Monique's.
Since we're in round 2, I think it's a good time to issue a share
Okay.
because nobody can take this spot anymore.
That's right. Yeah.
And I'll be able to get that, I think. Oh, no.
No, you won't get the discount
I thought I was going to get it for
unless
free.
it hangs out another round.
Do I want to do that?
Why not?
Yeah, I guess let's do it. This might be a really bad mistake, but there's that. I get myself the 1 gold and 3 wood and 4 fish. So
Okay.
at least I'm getting something
Something.
out of it. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So what do you got total?
This is how I'm getting my fish right now.
That's pretty good though.
Not bad.
That's a good way.
Yeah, there's no fish limit.
I guess
only
you can
wood.
only do it 1 more time
Why?
because you can only issue 1 more share.
Yes, that's right. I can only. Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
I thought about that.
Yeah, it's a thing.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay.
Okay, I think I'm gonna build a building. So let's place that there. And I'm gonna take this Fisher's Cottage. Whenever you distribute fish, you carry out step 3 twice. So basically you can put it on my shares again and again.
That's
It's
great.
really good. Yeah, so I'll take that, put that there. It's gonna cost me 1 wood. And that goes out.
Very good. Well, seeing as you took that spot, I guess I need to take the other one.
Okay.
So I'm going to build a building, and I've been working towards this building for far too long.
What did it say?
This is a clearing, so it's going to cost me 2 fish and 2 gold.
Ooh.
I didn't have this combination
How are you
until
gonna
now.
buy your
Huh?
how are you gonna buy your share?
Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll just leave it there.
For me.
We'll see. But this is going to allow me to get 1 wood into my supply for each new gold. So I'm guessing that's a 1-to-1, right?
Yep.
Would you assume that's true?
I think so, yeah.
And it'll give me a point. So there's that. Back to you.
All right, I think I need to get a ship, so let's go ahead and build myself a ship. It's gonna I'm gonna take this one. This is the only one I'm eligible for because I don't have any gold and I just do not have enough wood for
Okay.
that or fish. It's gonna be 2 and 2. 1, 2.
A sloop.
A sloop. Yeah, 2 fish, 2 wood. We have a sloop
Nice.
in my possession.
Cute.
There we go.
All right.
That's
well,
all for me.
I am now in that beautiful position of getting to go
Twice.
in a row.
Yeah.
Seeing as I have my new building here that gets me wood for each gold in my supply, I'm going to serve fish.
Yeah, that's what I thought you'd do. Okay.
Okay, so I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fish, which means I can do maximum 3 plates. Is that overspending? That might be overspending.
It's 3 points?
But it's still 3 gold. Let's do it.
Okay.
So it's basically going to be all but 1.
Right.
Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 of which go onto the plates. So 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
The rest go into the supply.
You get 3
and
gold
now I get
here.
3 gold.
1, 2, 3.
Thank
There
you.
go.
1 per plate. And I also get 3 wood.
Yeah, that's too
because
good.
of my clearing. So I have a lot of wood there.
You have a lot of synergies going on with these
Got some
buildings.
synergy. All right.
That's good.
I think that's it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's the end of the action. Let's go ahead and take back our workers. And so these rounds are very quick,
They are quick.
right?
Yep.
So I'm going to move this to round 3, which is there. And now it starts with me, but we're going to go fishing.
Fishing.
So we have the same hole size
5
now.
each, yeah.
5 fish.
2, 3, 4,
1,
5.
2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
All right. So elders
You
first.
first.
I do have an elder. That's the 3rd fish. So 1 goes into my supply. The other 2 goes into the general supply.
Right.
So now that's open.
Okay.
My shares in foreign possessions.
I
So
don't
you
have
get
any.
1.
Yes, thank you.
And they get 1.
Mhm.
It's not good. And then now the shares in your personal supply.
Yeah, so I carry this out twice. 1, 2, and then again 1, 2.
And that's because of your building?
Yes,
Your Fisher's
whenever you
Cottage?
distribute fish, carry out step 3 twice. So I did
Nice.
that twice.
All right, the rest goes into your reserve.
Reserve, and then
Yes.
these will go into my
Wow.
regular supply.
That's nice.
That is nice.
I only get 2.
I mean, you got some
4.
wood gold and all
got-
sorts of different things
I
going
don't have
on.
a fish multiplier,
Away,
so
yeah.
that's pretty good. This gets discarded.
Oh, yeah.
So let's go ahead and toss that.
All right, back to you.
All right, so starting with me, actions, and I think I went there so that I could go here. I'm going to take an elder, or I'm going to say, make friends with the harbor master. The harbor master lets me exchange a ship. So I have a sloop. I'm going to upgrade it to a cutter. And again, I can take that action by placing a fish on the dinner table.
Interesting.
So sloop to cutter.
Yeah.
So it multiplied the points and increased my hull size
More stuff for you, huh?
to a 6. Yeah. So now it goes back to you.
Okay. All right. I see a building out there that just has points on it.
Okay.
And I think I can get it. So I'm going to build it. So it's going to be the stilt house. Now this one's kind of interesting. It's going to cost me 1 wood. And it's worth 3 points at the end of the game. It says immediately place this stilt house on the free space 10, 11, 11, 12 on my fishing track. So I can just do this
Oh, cool.
and then build towards it. No matter what, it's worth 3, and my whole size is only 5, but if I can build up to this, I'll get to 12.
Yeah, that's nice.
So that's nice, yeah.
And then I think there's the whaling station. If you take that, it says once your hull size is 12, you get 4 gold.
Yeah, so I would have to fill this whole thing up and then take that.
Yeah,
and
that's
get that.
technically a 7-point card.
Yeah.
Because it's 3 points on its own. So nice.
Yep.
All right. Well, I guess since I'm in the business of all this wood, I will build a ship.
Yep.
So I'm going to build the cutter. This is 6 wood. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, so much wood. And 1 gold. So there's that. And then this is it's worth 2 points.
Yeah, that's pretty
Now my
good.
whole size is 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, back to you.
So I'm a little struggling with wood right now. I don't have kind of the machinery that you do, so I think we're going to deforest. So I'm going to remove this one. I get 5 wood, but because every time I remove, I get 2 fish as well.
Nice.
So
Yeah, I'll give you a 2 fish.
okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're still within limits.
2 fish.
And 2 fish.
You've got a lot.
I do, yeah.
Since I'm a bit low on wood, I think...
Thinning?
Huh?
Is it thinning time?
No, I think I'm going to issue my last share.
Oh, okay.
So there are only 7 rounds, and only 1 person can go. Well, let's see. What round are we in? 3? I guess it's a good time to do it. Maybe?
Okay.
Maybe. All right. Anyway, I'm just going to do it. So I'm issuing a share,
Interesting.
my last share.
Okay.
So that's going to get me the 2 gold.
Right.
So I get 1 gold into my personal supply,
So
which gets me...
instead of taking 2, you're going to use that building?
What do you mean?
Well, because normally when you issue, you get 2 gold. So
Yeah.
you're going to take the second gold that you get and actually use it for this.
Yes.
Okay.
But because I took the 1 gold from that, I get a wood into my supply. And then with the second gold, I'm using my labor square to gain 3 wood and 4 fish.
All right.
3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this building is done.
Okay.
It's no longer
So
useful.
those are some juicy shares out there. And there's a way for me to snatch it knowing that I'm going next. The way I do it is by serving fish.
Okay.
And I have plenty of fish to serve. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. So my action, I'm going to serve fish. So I'm going to do 3, 6. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're going to do 1, 1 like that. And then these 4 go out. And then I get 2 gold
You get 2 gold.
for doing that.
Yeah.
And then that is my actions.
Yeah. I thought about that, but I was thinking, is it worth it to give Naveen my shares
Well,
for the resources early?
way-
This might bite me.
the way I see it is I'm going to
Yeah.
get passive fish from you. And if I don't ever issue my shares, they'll cancel each other
Don't
out.
that? Yeah. So
So-
you might not even have to waste your... it's actually pretty
I
good.
might not have to waste actions going and issuing shares.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
All right, that's
Okay,
the end of the
yeah, that's it,
actions.
yep.
So let's go ahead and pull
Bring
these
them back.
So now we're going into round 4. No, wait.
Yeah, we're going
What
to
is
round
that?
4.
This is round 3, round 4. So now we get C buildings into our hands. I'm going to shuffle these. we're going to get 4 of them into our hands, and then in round 6, any sea buildings that we do not build are going to go into the display.
Yeah, and these shares are now at a discount.
Yes.
Of 1 gold.
One gold total.
Overall. Yeah.
Overall, because there's still 1 gold each. And in order to build a sea building, it's the same thing. You just go to an action, lets you build a building.
That's it.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. There you go.
All right, what is going on here?
I hope you love your buildings.
No good?
I have a building that's great for you, but if I don't build it, it's going to go into
there,
the display, which is funny. Wow, my buildings are not great.
No?
I will say.
Okay.
Whew.
I could maybe make 1 or 2 of these work if I have enough action.
Just wait for my buildings to go into the display.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, are we ready?
Fishing.
Round 4?
Yeah.
Fishing. Okay, so 8 fish
I get 5.
for me.
Okay, 5.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, elders. So 1 for you, 1 for you.
For me.
Shares in foreign possession.
I have 1.
Oh no, 1, 2, 3. Oh, here lies me. All right, shares in personal supply.
Okay, I'm going to do this twice, right? 1, 2, and then because of my building, it's going to be 3 and 4, and then this one goes into the reserve.
All right.
All right.
Starting with you.
Bring them into the supply.
Oh, yes. I always like to skip that part.
Well,
these 2.
I think you have enough gold to buy that, so I got to do this now. So I get a 1 discount because now we're in round 2. I have to buy all the shares, so I'm just going to spend 1 instead of 2.
Okay.
And I get these 2 shares, which is technically 2 points for me.
That's great.
So these 3 purchase shares are basically canceling out these shares over here. I don't know how I'm doing overall, but you know.
Well, congrats, Naveen.
It is something.
It's all about the buildings.
Yeah.
Right now, I'm not really showing much.
Yeah, I have this little 3, which is kind of nice, I guess.
Yeah, that is great. Okay, I'm going to build a building.
Okay.
I'm going to build one of the free ones. This one.
The net pen.
Net pen. So immediately 5 fish into my reserve. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Seeing as I've given away all my shares. I'm not getting anything into my...
So you are max on your reserve for fish, by the way. You have 8 there, it looks like.
Wait.
4 and 4. Yep, that's 8.
Okay. Well, it's back to you.
How much wood do you have over there? Is that 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
5 wood.
Why?
Well, because I'm wondering if I should try to snag this cutter now. Because you're 1 shy, so I don't have to technically worry about it, but you also have this. All right, you know what? I'm just going to go, because what if you go there and block me out? So I'm going to build this ship. So it's going to cost me all my wood. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then my 1 single coin from that discount I had by buying shares. And now we have a cutter, which is worth 2 points, and it's going to get my hull size a little bit bigger.
A long way to go.
I do. I know.
All right.
All right.
Well, you were right about my reserve being full.
Yeah.
So let's transfer it.
You got a lot of fish.
I got a lot of fish.
A lot of fish.
Mouths to feed.
Too many fish. Okay. So I'm seeing none of these buildings here cost just straight up fish. So, do I? All right. I think I have to go to an elder. I think it's time. So I'm going to go to an elder, and then I think I'm going to pick up this pond builder, and I'm going to use it right away. This says distribute 4 fish plus 1 fish per building, so a total of 7 fish.
Oh, yeah.
As if it's the fishing phase right now. So I'm going to go ahead and put this out. This is going to come onto this as 1 of 3.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Okay.
So more fish coming my way.
There you go.
I have an elder, so I'm going to put 1 on the elder because I just basically have to follow this. Shares in foreign possession, not there. So 1, 2. Because I get to repeat step 3 again, that's going to be 3, 4, and then the rest go into my reserve.
Nice.
And now these come into my general supply. And what's nice about this is in the next round, when we go in, this is going to get cleared off and I'll get another fish. There's a lot of fish.
You have so much
Don't
fish.
really know what I'm doing with them, but might as well have them.
Maybe you have a new an industry to go towards fishing.
Fishing company.
Fun. It's relaxing.
Yeah, it can be.
I think so, yeah. All right, well, it's going to go to me last, I guess, and I'm going to build a ship.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So I take this one over there. That way I can get 2 fish from this.
Right.
But because okay. I'm going to build a sloop.
Yep.
So
2 and 2.
2 wood, 2 fish. Boom and boom. All right. Done. That
Pretty
just increases
good.
my haul. It's haul. We've been saying haul, I think.
Haul.
Haul size to 9. That's
it.
everybody,
Yeah, that's
right?
everyone, yeah.
All right, let's bring them.
So you're
Bring
going to
them
be going
home.
first in round 5.
5. We're almost there. It's a fast game.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Let's go fishing, shall we?
Okay.
Okay, 9.
7 for me.
I'm getting there. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay. I have my 7 here.
Okay.
Okay, elders first.
Elders.
So 1 on the elder. This is maxed out.
1. Both of mine are maxed as well.
2 are going into the supply, and then the other 1 goes into my personal supply.
How do these go? Oh, wait. All right. 4 in possession shares.
3
there you go.
me.
Take 3 from me.
Wow.
Nice doing business with you.
I need to do something with these fish.
Shares in your personal supply.
Yeah, so I'm going to do this double, right? So it's 2 on,
Yep.
2 on,
and then reserve.
and then the reserve. And I think I'm maxed here now at 8. For 8, yeah. So then these all go into wow.
These all go into wow.
Fish. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let's see.
Okay.
5. I'm going to put them in groups of 5.
Okay.
Okay. First action. I'm going to take an elder.
Okay.
And it's going to be the sailor.
Nice.
So the sailor allows me to just serve fish. This is a serve fish action. But in addition to the gold that I get per plate, I also get a wood. So that's nice because I've not been wanting to deforest my land. Who wants to deforest, right? I love trees.
Okay.
So I want to activate their ability, take that fish. And I have, let's see, I'm just going to do 2 plates.
Okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that's
I see
a
what
fish
you're doing.
here, a
I'm
fish
toasting this
here.
game. It's
What?
over.
No, you're not.
This game is officially
What are
over.
you saying? That's 5 fish.
I see you see the playhouse.
Hold on, I need to not forget this. I get a gold each,
Shoot.
right, per plate.
I'm toast.
Because I get a gold each, I get a wood each because of my clearing. And then I also get another 2 wood because I use my sailor ability to serve the fish.
That's such a good combo. Wow.
All right. That's me. Naveen, back to you.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad. That's bad.
Just wait
that's
until
bad.
my sea buildings go into the display.
Something good for me?
I think so.
Okay, good. So I'm gonna issue a share.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not?
So 2 gold to me for issuing that share.
Oh, you gotta issue the
I
share?
gotta issue the share. Wait. There it is. Issue the share. Maybe that'll attract you.
I don't know if it's worth the actions to do that.
Maybe not.
You know what I mean? It's just 1 point. You're going there for 1 point and 1 fish, which fish are not worth anything innately at the end of the game. You have to use the fish, but if you can get fish in other ways, right? I'm going to skip that for now. I'm going to build a building.
Okay.
So you called it, Naveen. We're building the playhouse.
You started sectioning it off, and you got all the coins. I was like,
I wish I could have built it earlier because it would have cost less points. It would have been more lucrative, but alas, we are in round, what, 5?
Yep.
Okay, so 15 fish. I have divvied up my fish right here. I believe 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 15, yeah.
This is 15.
I trust.
And 15. Okay.
And all your coins.
And then 1 coin per round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, so this is a 6-point turn, the way I see it.
It is a 6
It's
point
11, but you lost 5, so it's 6 points. Okay, but you also
spelling it
covered
out
so 7
for
points.
me. Yes.
Look at how much I have to contribute. Like, that's pretty good. You know what? I think I'm gonna reforest
Okay.
because this is gonna be a problem to fill up. So I'm gonna reforest, and what that basically does is I get to place 2 forests on a double section. So this double section here is just gonna get repopulated as if the game just started.
Nice.
There we go. All right.
All right. My last action, I'm going to use my harbor master. Utilize their services.
Okay.
So I get to exchange so here's the fish. I have to exchange one of my ships. So I'm going to exchange my cutter for a schooner.
Nice.
So just leveled up a bit. All right. That was my last action there.
Oh, I can get a bunch of gold. I think I should do it. I have all this fish and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's see. So this is 3, 6, 10, 14. Am I willing to give up 14 fish? I think so.
Yeah.
5, 10, 14. Okay, let's do it. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
3 and 4, actually. Right? So that's like that. So I get 4 gold for that. So that seems kind of nice, I guess. 4 gold is 4 points, right? So let's get 4 gold. 1, 2, 3, and 4. There we go.
All right.
And in order to do that, I had to have fed. There we go. There, yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't paying attention there. You got all your gold, right?
I did. I got 4 gold, yeah. And then I got that to go out there.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is it.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and take these back.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. And we're going into round 6.
Six.
So place all of your cards. You're technically supposed to place them next to the display.
Right.
But
we have
because
space.
we don't have that much space, I'm just going to rearrange these. Right? How many cards do you have?
I have all 4.
You have all 4,
Yeah.
so we have 8 to go.
Sure.
I'm going to move all of the A and B buildings here.
Yeah, that's no
Again,
problem.
you're not supposed to do that, but we're going to do it.
Why not?
Because it's easier.
Okay.
Are we going to be one short? That's
Probably.
hilarious.
It's okay. We have the spacing here.
Okay. Well,
What does that
here we
say?
go. Shipping Museum, Rich Forest, the Depot, and the Bank Center. Wink, wink, Naveen.
Bank Center. What does it say? Immediately 1 gold per issued share in your supply.
It's 5 gold for you. It's a 6-point.
Maybe I should try to
I
get
guess it's a
that.
5-point card,
Mm-hmm.
which is cheaper than my 6-point card. So
Yeah, and it's not really
playhouse.
worth it for you to go and
let's see yours.
All right, come in. The nursery.
Okay.
At the end of the game, cover negative VP on your
Building spaces?
Building spaces. I was thinking about
not bad.
doing that for this,
'Cause you
but
can
you
just
have to have wood though.
Deforest.
But you need wood in order to do that. Then we have the renting service, 3 VP plus 1 VP per ship on the supply board at the end of the game. We have the
Interesting.
fish house. This one's going to be really tough. You're going to pay for wood and fish equal to the hull size of both of us. So that would be
Tough.
17 fish, which is something I kind of had at one point.
Why didn't you just keep that?
Well,
7 points.
I know. Well, I can get these into the reserve into here. Plus, we have
True.
the fishing phase, and
Yeah.
I can do this to refish. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah.
it's not impossible. It's going to be worth 7 points. And then the last one, which we don't have space for, I'll just kind of toss it into here. 6 VP if your fishing track is fully covered.
That's at
So
the end
I
of
need
the
to get-
game.
yeah, at the end of the game.
Ooh.
But it cost
3.
It cost 3, so it's really only
So it's only 3 victory
3, yeah.
points.
yeah, it's
okay.
not as sweet.
It is hard to get points in this game.
It is, yeah.
Truly. Well, that's that. Let's go into fishing, shall
Fishing,
we?
yeah. Okay.
So I have 10,
I have 7.
even though all of it's going to go to you.
I'll
1,
take it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay.
7 elders. So I have 1 elder.
Yep.
There we go.
I have 3. So 1, 2, 3. Shares in foreign possession.
3 for
There
me,
you go.
please. One of mine is going to go up there in the for sale pile.
Yep. Personal supply.
So I'm doubling.
Yep. And then
1,
reserve.
2, 1, 2.
I'm
And then
gonna
my
toss
reserve
that
is
in.
max, so I'm actually going to waste this one, unfortunately.
And this one.
These are going to go into my supply.
All right. This is second to last round. So
Yeah.
do everything that you've been wanting to do now.
Well, I think
Yeah.
wood is very important for me
Okay.
if I want to build any of these sweet buildings.
Mm-hmm.
So let's go ahead and do it. So I'm going to get myself, I'm going to deforest. I'm going to remove, because I have a double stack here, I'm going to remove this one. I get 5 wood, plus I get 2 fish. So 5 wood, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
And 2 fish.
and 2 fish. There we are.
Nice. I am going to build a ship.
Okay.
So I'm going to build a sloop. The
Little
last sloop.
Little,
So my 2 fish and 2 wood.
Okay.
All right. Back to you.
So I think I'm going to go ahead and buy my share for free.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
Because
take it.
it's going to be worth a lot for you. Or like,
yeah,
it's
it's going to be pretty nice, I think.
not bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to go to the harbor master.
Okay.
And
Upgrade.
I took a fish. I put a fish on my. Oh no, I went there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's a 3rd fish. This goes into my supply. These 2 go out, and I'm going to upgrade the sloop that I just took into a cutter. So
All right.
there we go.
So the reason why I wanted to get my own share was because I am going to get that bank center. So I am going to build a building with my last action, and I'm going to take this bank center. It comes inherently with 1 point. It's going to cost me 4 wood. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 fish, 1, 2, 3 fish, and then 1 gold. And then it says immediately get 1 gold per issued share in my supply. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 issued shares. So I'm going to take a 10 and give back 4. So that gives me 6, right?
Yeah,
And then this is just going to go right on top and cover up one of those negatives, which is really nice.
that is nice.
There we go.
Ugh, what am I
Okay.
going to do? Last action. Oh, and I get the first action of the last round. For my last action, I'm going to thin out. So 1 wood per forest. I didn't move any of these, so it's 4 wood.
4.
All right.
And then
4.
the max wood is what?
12.
12. So how much do you have there?
I'm well below that.
Well below.
Well
Okay.
below. I think I have
Close.
9.
Yeah.
I guess it's not well below,
well
but
below,
it's
yeah.
definitely less than 12.
Sure. Okay.
Okay, shall we go into the final
Yeah,
round?
so you are going to be first player,
Yep.
which is not good.
Bring home our friends,
Friends come
our
home.
family, ourselves, I guess.
The fam.
Final round.
That's it,
Let's
yeah.
just go fishing.
Okay.
So 11 fish.
7 for me. On to the elders.
Yep.
So 1 on.
1, 2,
Okay.
3. So 1 goes to me. These 2 go out.
Okay. No foreign for me.
Yep. 3 for you.
I'll take it.
There you go.
Yep. Just keep them over here.
Personal supply.
Okay, I'm going to double this. 1, 2, 3. And then again.
Reserve.
1, 2, 3. No waste. So then all this goes in. There we go. I have a lot of fish. There we go.
Nice.
Very nice.
All right.
Keep this nice
Starting
and
with
neat.
me,
You.
I'm going to start by transferring my reserve.
Nice.
So I have all these fish.
They're coming
Gotta
in, huh?
bring over. Bring them over.
Mm.
All right, back to you.
How much fish do you have total there?
Here,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11? Okay. Okay, I'm going to get some wood. So I don't want to expose these areas. I'm just going to thin out. So
Okay.
1 for forest. 1, 2, 3. Let's get myself 3.
Nice.
Okay.
How much
3.
wood do you have now? 4?
4 of them, yep.
Okay, well, I am going to build a ship,
Okay.
a sloop.
Okay. 2 and 2.
So sloop is, 2 and 2. 2
Look
fish,
at you, huh?
2 wood. Yeah, look at me.
You.
Why are we looking at me?
Because you maxed out your boats.
I did.
I'm running with a real lean, mean company here.
Yeah, we like to go fishing. Fishing is the name of the game.
That is, yeah.
In Nusfjord, gotta feed the family.
Yep. Well, I'm going to build a building. So what was that one that you had exposed? Where did it go?
What?
The bank, I think it was.
Oh, the one that gives
the one
you...
that makes sense for me.
It's
Where'd
one
it
of
go?
the... Where is it? Didn't you already build it?
No, it's not the bank. Sorry. There's another one that depends on the fish house. It's worth 7 points.
Oh,
So it's going to cost me all 4 of my wood.
okay.
Okay. And then it's going to cost me fish equal to my hull size plus another player. Unfortunately, Monique is the other player, so it's 12.
12. Oh,
12.
just in time.
Yeah, 12 plus 7 is 19. I'm pretty sure I have 19 here. So it's going to be 4, 5, 10,
Okay.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Nice.
A
Wow,
lot
that's a
of
lot of
fish.
fish.
Oh, the fish.
That's
So
also 7 points. so-
7 plus it covers up a negative, so it's going to be really worth like 8 points to me.
Yeah.
So there we
Nice.
go, and I only have 1 action left.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, for my final action, I'm building a building. And I did all that so that I could build this one, the whaling station. I debated building the shipping museum, and this was in my hand, but it would have required me to turn in a sloop, a cutter, and a schooner, which is 7 points worth of ships for 7 points, just for 3 gold. So I figured if I just keep those ships and build this, it's going to be a
4.
better return.
'Cause, yeah, you get +1 extra,
Yeah,
right?
if I could make it all the way to hull size 12, that is, which I was able to
is-
do.
yeah.
So this is 3 points. It cost me 5 wood and 7 fish.
7 fish.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. What is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a 5 wood. That's a 7 fish. And it says that since my haul size is 12, once I get 4 gold.
Nice, you get
So-
4 gold right away.
Yeah, I get 4 gold right away, which technically means I also get 4 wood. Not that it really matters, but I'm just going to take it for demonstration purposes.
Sure, yeah.
And it doesn't matter because that was my last action, technically.
Right.
Wood's not worth anything.
So all I have to my name is gold and fish. I have no wood.
Yep. No borrowsies either. Don't look at my wood.
This depot would have been nice, huh? 6 VP if you have 12 plus wood and 15 gold in your supply. How do you do that? That is so hard.
I mean, you had a lot of fish. So I guess if somebody just if you deforested a lot in the last like 2 rounds, that's why it's a C building, because you build it towards the end of the game.
Yeah, I think the only action that I'm seeing that makes some sense is issuing a share. By doing so, I get 2 gold plus I get one of these -1s off my back.
Yeah,
so that's really a
3
3-pointer. I
Right.
think that's the only way to do it. Because I don't have any wood, so anything that costs wood is just out of play for
Plus,
me.
there are no more building spots.
Plus, there's no more building spots, and these elders don't do anything good for me. So
Yeah, elders are not new points.
yeah, plus they're going to cost me points by doing that. So
Yeah.
let's just go ahead and do that. Let's wrap it up there. So I'm going to issue a share.
Okay,
I'm going to issue one of my unissued shares. It's going to
Yeah.
go there. I get 2 gold for doing so.
there you go.
And yeah, that negative is out of my hair, and there it is.
Do you have 10 gold?
I have 13 gold.
Oh my gosh. Wow, you have a lot of gold.
Gold.
That's where your riches are.
I love gold.
You have gold.
I'm running a company here.
Okay.
Let's see what these scores are going to be.
That's the end of the game.
Yeah.
I mean, do you want to take back your workers?
Sure.
Let's just take
Why
them back.
not? That is phase
Just
3.
bring them home, right? All right, the game has ended. Let's go into final scoring, and final scoring is going to be very simple. All right, let's go ahead and start with the easy stuff first.
Okay.
That's going to be gold and shares.
Okay.
So it's 1 point each.
Okay.
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay, so I have 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, minus 1.
Wow.
So 18?
18. Amazing. Well, I have 6. You want to do your -1 now?
Oh, yeah, sure. Another minus 1.
-1 for the uncovered spaces. Fortunately, I was able to. So you're at 17 right now, and I'm at 6.
17 to 6.
Yes. And the rest of the points are going to be from buildings and ships. So let's do ships next.
Okay.
I have 2 plus 4 is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Okay. I just have 3 in ships.
Okay. And then buildings. So I have 5 buildings. They're here. A lot of them are worth not really anything.
That one's worth 11.
This is 0. That's 0. This is 3, 4 plus 11. That's 15.
Ooh.
So where are you at?
So I have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11?
11.
All right. Really simple. I'm just going to go ahead and do some math, and then I'll get back to you.
All right.
All right. The scores are in.
Okay.
And it is Naveen with 31 to me with 31.
Oh.
This is the second time.
Yeah.
The second time we've tied.
We've tied, and there is no tiebreaker.
No.
No tiebreakers.
There's no tiebreaker.
There's no
it says if
tiebreakers.
there's a tie, you share the victory, which is not the thing you typically want to hear.
Yeah.
Although I'm okay with it, really.
Yeah,
You're not.
I felt like I should have won.
It's such a low-scoring game.
Yeah.
That or low-scoring game, right? That it's. I guess ties are could happen
Could happen.
in a 2-player game.
So by you getting that building at the end that netted 4 instead of that one that you were gunning for 3, that was the difference.
took me into the tie.
That took you into the tie.
I was gonna lose otherwise.
I'm sure somebody will tell me like, oh, there was a 4-point play because I did a 3-point play at the end. I don't know.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah.
What could we have done different, or did we make a mistake?
I'm sure there
that
was
also
mistakes
happens.
all throughout.
Hopefully the rules were correct. That's all.
Yeah.
That's what matters,
That's what
right?
matters, yeah.
Well, there you go.
There you go.
That is Nusfjord at 2 players. Just so you know, it does play up to 5. Some of the things will change in terms of the action board.
Yeah, we can just flip it over. It's
the
not going
amount
to make a
of
big
buildings.
mess.
Yeah, that's the other side of the
this
action
is the other
board.
side. This is for 3+. So 3 people can go here versus
Build a
like,
building.
in our game 2.
Yeah.
2 people can issue shares. 2 people can build elders, things like that. So.
Yeah, 2 people can deforest. I think I read somewhere that there was a copy action.
Yeah, there's a little leaflet thing that you place there, and
so you can copy somebody else's action. So it's not too tight, or else that would be really tight.
Yeah, we have not played it at 5. So
no, we have not.
Idea. Yeah.
We don't plan on playing it at 5 either. And I imagine at higher player counts, issuing a share is a lot more interesting than the 2-player game.
Yeah.
But that is Nusfjord in a nutshell. Now let's go ahead and talk about it, shall we?
Yeah.
So theme, this is a slight departure from what we've seen in the past.
It's a Le Havre in it, I guess.
Yeah, I guess there's some Le Havre. I guess it's not that much of a departure, but we're introducing fishing.
Yeah.
Fishing as fish as a resource, and just the way that kind of goes into the theme mechanically, I thought was interesting. Fish are not innately worth anything, but you need them to buy things, to earn gold by serving the fish, and you need to find a way to gain a fish economy.
Yeah.
Right, an influx of fish when you go fishing and distribute.
Sorry, I just realized where that last point was. I have 4 fish here. Remember when one of my actions was to serve? I had enough to get the last point.
Well,
but
what did you
I
do
held
instead?
back. Well, because I was so scared about the hull size thing that I didn't do the math in my head. That's good. It's out there. Like the numbers are there for you. So had I in that one action, I would have got that extra gold.
Well, who knows?
That's
Did you
on
have
me.
the fish at the time? That's the question.
I think I did. That's the thing. Oh well. But sorry, yes, you're right. Fish are very important in this game.
Maybe he's
even
gonna
though...
lose sleep because of
Yeah,
that.
that's it. So,
But yes, fish are important. I did not have a good fish economy. I was kind of just getting fish via buildings.
they were getting kind of siphoned out because you had more elders,
Yes.
and then obviously I had 3 of your 5 shares.
Which I think is so funny because we're technically companies, but the company aspect is not that. I mean, this is not like a stock market game, right?
No,
this is not Panamax.
it's mild, but
It's very mild.
you are investing in infrastructure
Yeah.
to go out and get more fish. You
Yes.
can issue your own shares.
Yeah.
By issuing shares, you make money because you
Right.
get passive 2 gold.
I mean, I just think
so
it's
that's a
funny
small
that
little thing.
there are shares. Anytime I see a game that has shares in them, it's a little bit more mathy in terms
Thinking
of
of
how
more
that
like the
plays
value
out.
of the stock
value.
going up and down. That
Yeah.
is not in this game.
No, but you still have to pay out your fish dividends. It determines your fish economy, which was really annoying for me because you took 3 of my shares, which is really my fault because I issued them and I didn't take them back.
Especially in a 2-player game, it's like, okay, if I issue them, when is the threat of somebody else buying it?
Right.
That's why at the very end I was like, well, I'm last. I'm going to issue the share right now. So
Naveen took my shares and was able to get 3 fish from me every round for the rest of the game.
And then I had that building that said repeat step 3, which was doubling. So all the fish was constantly going here. I never had to take the reserve action, which was nice.
You were living in a fish bounty.
Fish abundance,
But the thing about that is you have to, I mean, what good is it if you don't, if you don't allocate them properly?
Yeah, there was one time where you used the elder to fill up the entire banquet when I had a ton of fish and I really wanted to do that on the very next action. So that was pretty good.
Yeah. So theme-wise, I think that it has an interesting dynamic, I guess, right? The whole the fishing aspect of it. The elders, I don't know where they thematically come into play.
Well,
maybe that's a cultural thing.
No, I think that the elders, they have experience. So,
I guess that's
like
true.
the contractor has experience. So therefore, like you were able to
do things more efficiently.
Yeah, you were able to take their education and use them efficiently, but you also have to respect your elders.
Yes, you do.
And you have to make sure that they're fed well.
Right. And I think that's cute because it's kind of like they're passing on their wisdom to us over a meal.
Yeah.
Yes. Fish, right?
Why not? Let's go with it.
It's like you treated them out to a meal, right?
That's it. Yeah. Went to Denny's.
Yeah. In terms of player count, replayability. So the thing that's interesting about this game is it's kind of like there's some other Uwe Rosenberg games that play on the variety, the variability of the cards, right? That's like a big aspect in Agricola.
Yeah.
A lot of players who play Agricola quite often, they know the different card decks. Even when you get the expansions, they're going to come with different decks. You get the big box, which is controversial. And that also comes with different decks that we were not familiar with.
Right.
And so similar to that, and also similar to Agricola, All Creatures Big and Small, how it's like the building variety.
They have like a big box for that also, which we don't have access to, but that's one that I really would like to get.
And that really determines the experience that you're going to have because based off of the combination of buildings you play with. Similar concept in this game, except the cards are the buildings. It's kind of like a mix of the two.
Kind of like Glass Road. Glass Road.
Glass Road?
Glass Road has that.
Was it variety of?
Oh, no, sorry. Like the cards are like the buildings.
Yes.
Road.
Yeah, the cards are like the buildings. Exactly. But this game comes with 3 decks. And then I believe there are expansion decks. And I assume with the Nusfjord big box, it's going to have.
Yeah. In prepping for this, I was looking at what there is. There's like a salmon deck, and there's another one that I can't now remember.
Herring? Or I don't know which one we played with.
I want to say
we went with number of fish on the back of the cards.
And those are expansion ones, so we have no idea what those buildings add or but knowing that there's a variety in that increases replayability, and I think also by having different player counts. You're going to have a different experience in the game.
It does, and it's interesting because even in a 2-player game, you don't see all the buildings that are in one deck.
Yeah.
We saw 8 of the sea buildings, and that will definitely determine, you don't know which ones are going to come out, and that'll determine what happens in the game. So that does keep things interesting, but at the same time, it's always going to be different combinations of fish and wood. Yeah. Right? It's like
fish, wood, gold.
Means to an end of getting more fish and wood to be able to do what with it, because they don't innately score you points. Right. So that's the part of the game that I struggle with a little bit. It's how do you get points? Because it's such a low scoring game that there are a lot of buildings that are like, well, that sounds nice, but it's worth 0 points and it'll just get me more wood. I need to do something with the wood.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Then the wood is like, well, I need that to mostly build buildings and to also build ships.
Yes.
And so like, do I want to spend the coins like to get the schooner? No, because I guess I want to use those coins just to keep them and rather use resources to get points. Obviously, I didn't get a schooner this time.
Yeah.
But like those are kind of those decisions that you have to make throughout the game.
The ships are limited, so that's interesting too. But going back to replayability, in that regard, it's replayable, but also samey. because of that, because of the fact that it's all the cards are just different combinations of the same.
Yeah, turn in resources,
three
get
things.
this. Now this
So-
gives you a little bit of an asymmetric thing going forward.
Yeah, so it is replayable if you like the core mechanisms of the game and you don't mind it just being like rehashed versions of itself,
Yeah, sure.
right?
That makes sense, yeah.
In terms of player count, I think that 2 is just fine. I feel that the same way, similarly to how I feel about playing Glass Road as 2, where it's like it works,
Yeah.
but it feels like it would be better at 3
yeah.
minimum, right?
Yeah.
Because
3 seems like the right spot.
yeah, just because of the way that you issue shares, the way that you can be a little bit more cutthroat about the action spaces.
Yeah. I feel like 4 is probably fine, but it's just going to add that extra 20 to 30 minutes probably that I don't want to be stuck in the game playing it for that much longer.
Yeah. And 5, we rarely find a situation where we play a game at 5, a Euro game at least at
unless
5.
It's, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, unless it really caters to higher player counts, right?
Yep.
So other than that, mechanics-wise, the game does some interesting things that we haven't really seen in other games. Like we were mentioning earlier, the use of the fish, the banquet table, how you have to feed the banquet, it'll get you points, but you also need those fish in order to activate your elder actions.
Yeah, it's interesting because like early on in the game, I had no elders. So it's like, I have all this fish. You have the elders. Do I want to feed into those elders
powers.
so that you can then activate the elders that you gained?
Right.
I don't want to do that, but I do kind of get a passive point, so that's kind of nice.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, if the buildings are not going to get you points, the only other way to get points is by getting gold.
Getting gold, yeah.
And feeding or serving the dishes is how you're going to get the gold.
Yeah, it's a well-designed game.
It is well designed. It's very interesting, and I like that it's at this like sweet spot in terms of weight. It's not this like heavy sandbox caverna feast for Odin. It's like right there. It's almost, I think it's lighter maybe than Glass Road, right?
Yeah, I'm trying. Well, because Glass Road, there's that wheel where you're trying to like manage your resources, and you have to really look down and be like, okay, so I spent that resource, therefore all this is going to become cheaper. Oh shoot, that's going to have like downstream consequences.
Right.
This doesn't really have any of that, so I can see what you mean.
Rules-wise, it's very straightforward. It's worker placement. And the difficulty is going to be in where do I get these points, right?
Yeah.
How can I utilize my resources wisely? Uwe Rosenberg does a lot with resource management.
Yeah.
You'll see in Hallertau, which is a game that we've covered already prior to us embarking on this series, that was all resource management.
A lot of that one.
Le Havre was very similar. This one doesn't do the whole like resource chit flipping that
no
some
upgrading
of the
resources.
some of the
It's
previous
simple,
games did, but this one still it works with simplicity in terms of the resources, but now you need to learn how to use it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think the first time I played it, I was not so wowed, but now the more I'm playing it,
There's some
and the
depth
more
to it.
the more like buildings we're seeing, because the very first time we played it, we played with what the rule book says, like, okay, start with these cards.
Yeah.
And the combination that came out when we first played it was like, yeah, this is okay.
Yeah.
And now that we've
Kind of
played it
plain.
more, I'm like, yeah, it's actually it's better than I thought. So I'm interested to see what those other expansion decks, just to thumb through. I'm going to look up some of the files
Yeah, to see what
online and
they-
just see like, oh, okay, oh, that's what that does now.
And if you've played some of
Yeah.
them, we would be curious to know what your favorite decks are.
Yeah, what the
to
best
use.
combination of
The
decks,
best combination. I thought that it was interesting that in prior plays of this, we kind of had a standoff for feeding the dishes.
Yeah.
We were both like, well, who's going to do it? Because we were only feeding like 1 or 2 dishes at a time. And if you only put the one fish there, only one person can activate their elder.
Yeah.
So that dish elder thing gets interesting when everybody has elders that they want to utilize, right?
It is good because, like, in that sense, that you still only have 3 actions per round. So even though the banquet might be completely full, it's like, do you want to take the action on that elder? That elder might have been great in round 2 when you really needed it. Now it's round 5, and it's like, I don't think I really want to do what this thing says anymore.
Yeah,
but there's so much
right.
fish there. Should I be taking it? Just to open it up? I don't know. So it's pretty smooth the way that works. And in recent plays, like getting those freebie points by just dumping your fish into the banquet is
nice.
It's a nice little tactic.
Yeah. So anyway, all in all, for me, I think this game is really well designed. I can see why people who really enjoy it do enjoy it because it's very smooth. The action selection the worker placement, as well as just in a 2-player game, the back and forth of the 3 actions, right? Standoff is very clever, but it's a little bit too dry.
Yeah, I
Maybe
can see
it's a little
that.
bit too, it's missing a little bit more juice, I guess.
You want
for
an
me,
extra mechanism
to
I
make
think.
it more fun, I guess. I find it to be interesting but less fun, which I think is also kind of funny because I really love A Feast for Odin, which is just all like tile laying. Just get all these tiles and place it on your board, which other people might think is
But Feast
quite
for Odin
dry.
has that, like, you got to convert the orange to red to green to blue. Like, there's
Yeah.
that element of it. You have to get rid of all your negatives, but you have to also explore different boards. You
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to compete for different spots. So,
At the end of the day, you like what you like, and sometimes it can't be explained, right?
yeah, I feel like this game is missing one mechanism of complexity that I would like to take it to like another level. I don't know what that would be. Obviously, I'm not a game designer. So,
Yeah, for me, it's
yeah.
not even about the complexity or the weight. It doesn't need to be harder. It just needs to be a little bit more fun. And for me, I don't find it to be that exciting.
That's fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, okay. I like it more now than when I first started playing it. This game, both you had not played this before starting the Uwe Rosenberg series, just as I didn't as well. So it's one of those ones that I've always seen like on BGG for years, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, when am I going to finally play it? I think in my own head, I kind of built it up to be a more grandiose game than what was.
I did too.
When we went over the rules, we're like, oh,
Like Nusfjord, that's going to be heavy.
yeah. When we went over it, we're like, oh, that's the rules.
Yeah, it's
like,
very straightforward.
are we missing something? And so then, we played it and we're like, okay, it's okay. Yeah.
It's very, very smooth.
But
yeah.
like I said, more plays and the more I'm enjoying it. So I am interested in seeing those expansion decks to see if that kind of elevates it just a little bit more for me.
Well, there you have it. That is Nusfjord. We are definitely coming to the end of our Uwe Rosenberg series. I believe we have two last titles.
Two last big ones, right?
Yes, two last big ones. We might sneak in the Cave versus Cave.
Caverna Cave versus Cave. We picked it up at our local convention recently.
Yes.
So
and that came out in between this title and the next one, which
one.
is Reykholt.
Right.
And then we are going to end with a bang, which is the Fruit Bat game of 2022.
Yeah.
Atiwa.
Atiwa. Yeah, I think that's what it was called. Yeah. And then because we already covered Hallertau, which
Yes.
technically came out in between those titles.
Yes, so we'll add that to the playlist.
That's also, I think it's already added to the playlist.
Okay.
So, yeah. It's there. But speaking of playlists, it's up here if you wanted to check it out. Thank you all so much for watching the video. If you'd like to follow along on the rest of the games that we feature on the channel, feel free to subscribe.
Thank
you so
you.
much. Bye.
Bye.